Hi, this is Brian Kettleson, and I'm going to do a quick demo of the Slides application that I built. It's a command line tool that allows you to live edit, preview, and publish Reveal.js slide decks from a command line app and a local browser for editing. To get started, just go to GitHub Releases page and download a release that's good for your platform. When it's unzipped, take the binary file, which is either slides or slides.exe, and put it somewhere in your path. I'm going to put mine in my bin directory. And now I have a version of slides locally. So I'll type slides version to see what I've got. This is version 0.0.5. So I'm going to change to my GitHub root directory here and create a new repository for my talks. So I'll type slides init and then give it a directory name. We'll call it Brian Talks. In the background, this is cloning a sample repository that has all of the assets that you need. So let's look and see what we got. So we have 4 directories: public, slides, static, and template. The public directory has all of the assets you need to serve your slides on the internet. The slides directory has the presentations that you build locally and some basic information about you in the bio folder. So in the bio folder, you can create your biography, you can add links to yourself on the internets, and in the images directory under bio, you can put as many headshots as you want. We'll talk about how those work later. There's also a single slideshow called demo that has a reveal.js formatted slideshow that you can edit. So let's go to the command line and see what we've got for workflow. To create a new deck, you type slides new and a deck name. Let's pretend I'm giving a talk at GopherCon 2018. And that creates a file in the slides directory called GopherCon 18. Let's do slides dev. And it tells me that I've got a server running on port 8080 locally. So if you click the Decks link, it gives you a link to all of the slideshows that you have locally. You can choose which one you want to edit. So let's change this to my information. And then we can just start editing slides. And you see the slides preview right on the right side of the screen in the preview pane. You can edit them as you wish and get rid of stuff. They're saved real time, so you don't have a save button to click. And to prove that, we can go back to Visual Studio Code and reload that file. And you can see that the slides that I deleted are gone and the changes that I made are in here. So those changes are saved from the web browser live, which means you have a really nice local workflow. One of the problems that I have to resolve is how many damn new browser tabs it opens, but one step at a time. So at this point, I've created a slides repository, and one thing that we want to do before we publish them is change the templates in the talks directory. So I'm going to go in and edit the templates for each of the slides. The biography slide has my name hard coded into it. You would clearly want to change that. And then it's also got a picture of me hard coded into it. You would want to change that too to something that exists in your static directory. In your public directory under images. So we can change this, and if we want to, logo. That will be the card background, and then let's do, actually that will look awful. Let's do, there we go. So we've changed the bio template, the index template you don't need to play with. The publish template is the template that is used for talks when they're published. And then the root template is used for the index of the list of your talks that will be published. So you'll again want to change the titles, and you can also change the layout. You can change any of this HTML if you want to. So let's go back and build this. We'll run slides build, and that created HTML files in our public directory that have all of the reveal.js bits built into them, and they include the markdown files that were in the slides directory. So if we want to see what that looks like locally, we can run a web server. I'll use Python's simple web server. That opens on port 8000. And what you can see here is that each of the slides that are listed in the slides directory gets a card in my little silly Bootstrap theme here. And if you click on one of those slides, it takes you to the slide deck with a predictable URL that's based on the name of the talk. So you can go through the slides, present them, and that works for all of the slides shows that are in your slides directory. There's also a biography link, and this is built specifically for you to pass to conference organizers because they are constantly asking for biographies. There's a full bio, a short bio, and then a links tab here. The links has headshots. So any files that you put in the images bio directory will be linked in the headshots directory here. And then I put links to as many internet contacts as I want, and that all happens in this links markdown page. So you edit slides bio, full bio, links, and short bio to get that. And that's really handy instead of sending an email to an organizer every time you have a new talk. When you're done, you can add this to GitHub somewhere. So I'll create a new repo. And then I'll push my talks up to that repo. Now I have a repository locally, or I'm sorry, on GitHub that has the pre-built version of our homepage and talk shows. talk shows, slides, whatever you want to call them, presentations. So to step this up one more notch, we can go to Netlify, create a new site from GitHub. And what did I call this one? Talks demo. We don't need a build command, and our publish directory is public. And that's all it takes. Now, every time I make a change locally and push it to GitHub, Netlify will automatically deploy to my URL. So let's give this just a second to publish. And in the meantime, you can see the live version of mine, which is at talks.bjk.fyi. So this has the most recent 3 talks that I've done and my biography, which I haven't actually filled out yet. But I've been using this as my demo site. And that's all you need to do. When you're done with the Netlify deploy, you can go into the domain settings, follow their instructions on how to change this to a domain name that's custom for you. I hope you enjoy slides. If you have any questions at all, reach out to me on Twitter at bkettleson or open an issue on GitHub. I hope that slides is easy for you to use. If it isn't, let me know and we'll fix it up for you. That's it. Thanks a lot.